Episode 050.
My name is Ramzey and I'm the director of the grounds. I haven't studied really much in my life. Just over the past 6-7 years, I've been trying to read as many entrepreneurial books as possible. All I'm doing is creating a place for people to connect. So I try to really push it, say, okay, what can we do that no one else has done? What can we do that's absolutely outrageous? That's where we're going now.
Welcome to Innovator Diaries, a show where influencers and leaders from all walks of life share their story and experiences. You learn the strategies and action points that have helped them find success and get to where they are today. You'll hear their stories and valuable advice to help you on your own path. These messages may also help somebody you know, so please share. Ramzey, thank you so much for your time, because you're actually the founder and the director of the grounds in Alexandria, which is super popular, so I'm sure you're busy. And I was reading your story, and you've been in hospitality for many years. You've had 10 hospitality businesses. You've had cafes, restaurants. You also had the franchise of Oporto, and now the grounds. So I think throughout this experience, you're going to have a lot of tips and advice for a lot of people. So perhaps if you can start by telling me a little bit about your childhood and who was the most influential person in that stage of your life.
When I was a child, obviously it was my father. He was this amazing man, amazing entrepreneur, and someone that would never give up. And a lot of my desire came from watching him and pursue his goals and his passions and building a good business. But, it's funny, I look back on it now, it wasn't actually the business that he loved doing. It was love. He loved really putting deals together, loved building, and the business was just a means of him to be able to do that. So I've seen that all through my life, and unfortunately one day he ended up losing everything and he died of cancer, and that's what ignited my passion to do what he did and reach levels of his passion and my passion, what I want to do. Just ignited that within me.
And what type of businesses did he have? Or were you working with him and learning on the spot?
No, for something with me, I could never ever work for someone. I always hated it, but I always looked at his business. I always looked at what he was doing, which he was in food service predominantly, supplying restaurants and bars and clubs and hotels, but also a major part of what else he was doing. He was in property development, which was building. I always remember from a really young age, he really loved building, putting things together, and it was a good way for me to connect with my father. He would ask me to come help him, whether it's dig a hole or fix the house or do something. But I realized, looking back at that now, that was my way of connecting with him. And the most amazing thing that I love to do is building and creating. It's my biggest passion. I'm always on the welder around here. I'm always building something, always creating something. So the business just gives me a means to do that. I would say I'm not a really good entrepreneur. I'm not a really good businessman. I just love building and creating. And, I'm so grateful for my customers and my team that provide the art that people love.
So, for example, if you obviously rely a lot in other people, when you're teaming up with somebody or hiring somebody, what do you look for? Which kind of traits?
It's really hard, at the grounds. I've been through so many employees, it's kind of hard to find the right one. And, after 7 or 8 years, I still don't get it right. I just hired my EA the other day and she was here for a week. She didn't last. So you can think that the person's like that, but I think the biggest thing that I try and look for is the passion, and if they're hungry, do they want to learn, do they want to grow, what do they love doing? So I try to find that, and if you find that, you're not going to have too much of an issue with trying to drive them every day. So it's just hunger, passion, and how far do they want to go in their life? What's their biggest goals?
And what behaviors bother you?
I can't stand when someone says they're going to do something or they've done something and then they haven't done it, they haven't followed up. A big belief of mine is, if you don't know something, say you don't know it and go learn. Try and bring someone else.
Want to listen to the entire interview? Simply go to innovatordiaries.com/episode number. Or you can find this episode and hundreds of other great stories on Google Podcast, iTunes, Spotify, or whatever your favorite podcast player is. Please check me out on LinkedIn. Follow or connect with me, as I'm very proactive on that social network. And finally, subscribe to this YouTube channel. You'll get all the new stories as soon as they're released. See you next time.